1970s saw a new craze sweep across the nation. It was called punk, and it was ugly, loud, and completely unnecessary, in my view. Two angry young men were so inspired by this new phenomenon, they quickly teamed up and threw together a band that was to change nothing. If it was raw energy, animal excitement, and a crazy, crazy ride you were after, you need look no further than the Blobs. Now retired from the music business, Filthy Bog and Skid Pants, aka Timmy Bowen and Johnny Grant, the only two surviving members of the Blobs, live a quiet suburban life in the country, and only now are prepared to talk publicly about their roller coaster ride in the limelight. Are you now ready to talk publicly about your roller coaster ride in the limelight?
He's only joking. It's mad, it is. Mad. Always been mad. The consummate punk. He took it so literally. Him and Helen was out hell raising every night. Every night.
Helen was his girlfriend?
No, it was his dog. They was as bad as each other. Mental. Mind you, he's a bright kid. He left school with 6 O-levels.
Yeah, I did, yeah, 6 O-levels. And, but when they found out, I had to take them all back, didn't I? I tried to keep hold of a couple of them, but they weren't having nothing. You know, no.
Who thought of the name The Blobs?
Oh, that was Filthy's girlfriend. She had a tattoo done when she was in Hawaii.
Honolulu?
No, it was on her back.
So, how did you get into the big time?
Well, Filthy, he met up with the late Malcolm McLaren, and he put us in touch with the late Carl Brown.
Was dead too?
No, he was just always late.
Yeah, then he sent us off to Hamburg, didn't he? You remember? Yeah. We were massive in Hamburg. Absolutely massive, weren't we? Yeah.
Das Bloben.
That was it. Das Bloben. That's what the Germans call. That's German. That is for blobs. Yeah. And do you remember? Because we were bombed 3 times on that tour.
Terrorists?
No, crack cocaine.
Oh, I'll tell you, those gigs were sensational.
They were.
Sensational.
So, with a huge following of dedicated supporters, the Blobs were ready to make their first record. And so, they made a record. You wrote that song?
Yeah, I wrote that, yeah. I hate everything.
You wrote that song?
No, I didn't write the song, I wrote it on a wall. I hate everything, and then Skinny it, he made it into a record. I did, yeah. I'll tell you something else as well. The Sex Pistols, right, they sold 6 million records. We sold 8.
8 million?
No, just 8 records.
And then it was Pretty Vagrant. But that was rubbish and all.
In fact, the Blobs went on to release 16 singles and 4 studio albums, none of which troubled the UK charts, or indeed anywhere else. Live performing was their real strength, and despite catastrophic record sales, their gigs were always sold out. But then, in the summer of 1981, it all went horribly wrong for Filthy Bob when an ill-timed stage dive hospitalised him with his microphone stuck where the sun don't shine.
Yeah, he was in recovery a long time. They couldn't remove the microphone, so they just had to let nature take its course.
Yeah, it's funny because nobody asked to borrow my microphone again after that, did they? Do you remember? Yeah.
And a new record?
Well, it's certainly a new record for getting a microphone furthest up your arsehole. Yeah. Yeah, they were good days. They were very, very good days, they were.
Is that one of those wacky backy cigarettes?
What this? I don't know what it f***ing is, mate, but it's nice.
Filthy and Skid were asked if there was any possibility of a comeback anytime soon. Is there any possibility of a comeback anytime soon?
Yeah, you know what they say. What goes round comes round. Never say never.
You never know.
You ain't seen the last of the Blobs yet.
We'll be back.
The Blobs have left the building.